Hello and welcome back to a brand new AviationJack video. Hope you're all doing really well. So how many of you are flying currently in Msfs 2024 and at the moment have quite a big stuttering issue? I've found that at the moment in Msfs 2024 specifically, I'm getting quite a lot of micro stutters and stuttering. I'm going to show you an example of what I've been experiencing, which you can find on my videos as well with these few clips here at the moment. But I found that the stuttering I've been experiencing is somewhat just annoying and unbearable, and I was trying to look for a fix on how to reduce these stutters, maybe by deleting the cache, but I couldn't really find that in Msfs 2024, and I also couldn't really find a way of decreasing settings because I like the way my sim looks, and I have quite a beastie PC, so I didn't really think I should have to decrease my settings until I came across Auto FPS. Now, I did use Auto FPS on my old PC in Msfs 2020 because it really helped with reducing those stutters and increasing performance. Auto FPS is essentially a tool by Reset XPDR, which link will be in the description below. And essentially what this tool does is you can set it to the T-LOD setting, and then what that does is change the terrain level of detail setting on its own by itself depending on how much you basically need. So for example, when you're on the ground at Gatwick Airport, you don't need to have your T-LOD set to 200 or 250 because you're not actually flying in the air. You are mainly looking at the object level of detail, the OLOD. And then once you're flying, Auto FPS then increases the T-LOD depending on how much is required and to do with your system, and then it makes your sim look better and then increase performance that way, because what you're then doing is decreasing T-LOD on the ground to reduce stutters, and then when you're in the air and not loading dense scenery, the T-LOD can then be increased depending on your system requirements. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to completely eliminate the stutters, because at the end of the day, it's not Auto FPS's job to be doing that. It is an MSFS programming thing where they develop their program and how they can optimize it. But what I have found by using Auto FPS is that it has reduced them to almost nothing. But then it's not nothing because it's just less interval. So usually in the clips I showed you, it was every 5 to 10 seconds I was either getting a micro or like a major stutter, whereas with Auto FPS I'm finding it is less common in smaller intervals, and it's actually taking a bit longer to be able to come across another stutter, and then when they do happen it is quite miniature. So let's quickly go through my settings of what I have currently set to Auto FPS that work for me. So starting with the expert options, I have that box checked because I want to be able to make slight adjustments. Under expert options, auto method is set to auto T-LOD because we want to be looking at the terrain level of detail, which is what I have it set to. There is other things like FPS sensitivity, FPS tolerance and FPS cap, but obviously I'm looking to reduce in stutters, and T-LOD is what I'm looking at the most. LOD step we have set to 5, T-LOD base 100 and T-LOD top 250. So this is just what maximum and minimum you want your terrain level detail to be set. So minimum for me is 100. If you go into your MSFS settings, you will see that your T-LOD slider is at whatever you've set it at. But then this one lets you have an in-between. So on the ground, no less than 100. In the air, no more than 250. And the same thing with the altitude. 1,000 feet to 5,000 feet is where it can change around. Auto OLOD I did have checked. Now I've unchecked it again because object level detail you don't see it in the air anyway. But those are my settings for Auto FPS. I'm now going to show you how to download this system as well. So once you have clicked the link in the description below to get to the Auto FPS website, or not website but installer page, you want to scroll down all the way until you find download here, which is this button. Then you want to scroll down to the bottom of the page you just clicked, and then down here it says MSFS Auto FPS Installer.exe. You want to click that and press download. Once it is downloaded, you'll get the installation file MSFS Auto FPS Installer. You want to run this as administrator, and then once it opens here, you're going to get a few details. So for me, I do want to create a link on the desktop. An app closes to system tray. And then here you can set auto starts if you want to have an auto start. It wouldn't actually let me do it for some reason, so I said do not configure auto start. I just have to open it up manually, but I remember the programs I want to open up. But you can also configure an auto start with Msfs. It just requires FSUIPC. And then click update or remove, or for you it will be install. Also, to quickly mention, you'll know that if it's actually activated and working in the sim when Msfs 2024 Sim Connect and Session is all in green. Once that's all in green, you know that it's working and activated. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this does help your stutters and lag. If it does work, do let me know in the comments below. If it doesn't, then I apologise, but for me, at the moment, it has been working.